Hi guys. Today the book I've chosen for you is Birthday Blues. So what I want y'all to do first is take a look here at the look on this little girl's face. When I look at her, she's not looking very happy. She looks maybe a little bit sad, maybe a little annoyed. She definitely doesn't look excited. So I want you to think about, from looking at this picture, I want you to think about a time when you were sad or upset, a time when maybe you felt jealous or left out, and what you did that made you feel better. So I know for myself, um, when I was younger, I used to get sad and jealous when my dad would take my big brother, camping, and I didn't get to go. And I used to get jealous of my brother a lot because I think that's something we all do. Our siblings, we feel competitive and jealous of our siblings sometimes. So what did I do to make myself feel better, or what can you do to make yourself feel better when you feel this way? So some of the things I brainstormed about, ways to make myself feel better when anytime I'm upset, is I can take a walk. Sometimes getting out and getting a breath of fresh air helps you feel better. I can talk to a friend. I know a lot of you guys, when you were upset, you would talk to your friends and it would help you to feel better. Myself, I talk to my husband because he's my best friend and he's who I go to when I'm upset about something. You can talk to your parents. I still call my parents if there's something that I'm really upset about and I need advice on from them. Something easy that I love to do when I'm upset is get ice cream. Ice cream makes everything better. So I want you guys to think of some ideas on your own too of ways that you can make yourself feel better when you're upset or blue. I want to talk about this word because it's a multiple meaning word. Blue, of course, as we know, is the color. But also here, you look at her and we see that she looks sad. And they're saying birthday blues. So I'm not from this context clues I'm taking from here is not having to do with color, but having to do with the feeling. She feels blue. She feels sad. So the next thing we're going to look at is we're going to be looking at the book and figuring out what kind of book this is, fiction or nonfiction. So first thing I'm noticing is that the pictures are of people, but they're not actual photographs or pictures. They are drawings or illustrations. So I know from prior knowledge that most stories that are drawn in cartoon characters like this are fiction. This one I would consider to be realistic fiction because it's a story about somebody, but the person is not a real person. But it's still a story that could be something that would be real or could happen to somebody, but it's still a fictional story. These people are made up. They're not real people. They're just characters in a book. So let's look back here at our vocabulary words. So as you know, this page, the words to know, these are going to be the words that you see in bold print throughout the story. So our first word is attention. And to me, attention, when I think about the word attention, I mean it means special care or notice. So like if you have a little sister or a little brother and they're younger, they're a baby, they're going to need special attention, right? They're going to need special care. Congratulations to me means, when I'm thinking about that word, it means to give praise, because congratulations is something you do when you're happy for somebody, for an accomplishment somebody made. Like if somebody's graduating, you're going to tell them congratulations because it's a way to give them praise. Distracted. We all know we can all get distracted. And to me, that word, when I think about it, it means not paying attention, because something else is catching your attention, so you're not paying attention to what's going on at that time. Frustration. So frustration is another feeling we all get and experience. So frustration, I put to be disappointed or upset. So something can be really difficult to do or to accomplish, and you might experience being frustrated. And I associate that with being kind of disappointed. Muttered. So when they say somebody muttered something, when somebody's muttering, it's going to be a really low voice that you really can't hear, maybe kind of like a mumble, or like I put here, I put to speak quiet. Let's change this to quietly, or a whisper. So it's a silent voice, a quiet voice. And then point. So point's another multiple meaning word. Of course, we know that in math, there's a point that we all learned about last week. There's also a pointing for direction, like you're going to point in a certain area. And then for the story, I looked at the story and looked at how they used it, and what they're using it as is to an important idea. Like you're making a point. You're trying to make sure that the person understands that this is an important idea I have. So that's our vocabulary, and of course, you can look at the back page. I believe it's on page 16. We'll come back here and look. And then here you go. It has all of your definitions for you here if you need a little more in-depth definition of the words. So we all know, to be an effective readers, that we have to make connections with what we're reading. We're going to make connections between what we already know and new information that we read, which is called connecting to prior knowledge. So we need to think about what we already know about the topic of this book. So the topic of this book is birthday blues. So birthdays. So if we think about what we already know about the topic of the book, it'll help us better understand and remember what we read. So if we look back here, because we talked about needing to feel better, looking back at what I can do to make me feel better, is completing this activity is a way to help us connect with our prior knowledge before reading this story about feelings. Because being blue, like I said, is a type of feeling. It means that you're not feeling happy, you're feeling sad. So engaged readers make connections between what they are reading and what they already know or have read. Connecting your prior knowledge about a topic to what you're reading will help you remember and enjoy the story more. So as you are reading, I want you to ask yourself questions about your own experiences with your siblings. Make that connection in the story as you're reading. Make your own connections with this story and how maybe you remember something similar to what's going on in the story and how you felt, so that you can relate to the character of the story and how she's feeling. So on this page here, it says, what does Elena learn in the story? So this is going to be our focus question. It's going to be what we can answer. We should be able to answer this question by the end of the story. It'll be what we learned ourselves, the lesson we learned from this story. So what I want you guys to do is you're going to read page 3, 4, 5, and 6. I want you to go ahead and read those pages, and then we will talk a little bit more about them in tomorrow's lesson. So your assignment is going to be to read page 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what I want you to work on and being able to answer at the end of those pages is, oops, you write your question in here. I want you to be able to answer, why had Elena been counting down all month? So this is the comprehension question you should be able to answer after reading pages 3 through 6. And then we will, I'll talk about it and go over this question again with you on your next lesson. Happy reading, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.